everyone, welcome to this video. This is Mallory along with my little sidekick Gus here, and if you are interested in what it's like to get a cow share, then this is a video for you. This is a pretty hot topic these days, I think, because people are worried about supply chains and the price of food going up, especially the price of meat. You know, meat is already, one of the more expensive things that we eat, but when prices are going up, inflation is really bad right now. This is December 2021. People, are looking for alternate ways to feed their family. And going vegetarian is not an option for us. I don't believe in that. So we wanted to have more food security for our family. It's the two of us, me and my husband, and then our almost 2-year-old son, Max, who's eating, and then he is not eating solids yet, but he will be in a couple of months, of course, not that much. So really we have 2 adults and then, a small child eating food. And I'm very concerned about eating high quality meat, but also not spending a fortune on it because, let's face it, grass-fed, grass-finished beef can be very expensive. So
before we get to showing you what we actually got, clearly this video is being filmed after the fact, but I wanted to talk about some reasons why a person might want to choose getting a cow share when there's various ways to get high quality meat on your table, which I guess that is actually one of the reasons. So one of the reasons is because you can get really good high quality meat if you go with the right source, right? You want to look for a farmer that does grass-fed, grass-finished beef. Grass-fed, grass-finished can oftentimes be very pricey. However, if you do a cow share, it might be affordable for you if you buy in bulk like that and you're getting a better price per pound. So you definitely have to look at the price and, compare, but price is not the only reason to get a cow share. To me, there's other more priority reasons to do it, but that's just one reason, is that you can get a high quality product on your table for a reasonable price. 2 is to protect yourself against further inflation. So if you've been paying at all attention, even just a little bit, I'm no economist, but inflation is really bad right now, and I don't know what's going to happen. And so if you are concerned about that and you're concerned about the price of food, which I think most people are, if you're a typical middle class family, then if you lock in your price now with your farmer, then you will be protecting yourself against further inflation, and you'll have an amazing treasure trove of meat sitting in your freezer that you paid money for at one point, and then now, months, year later, whatever, it would have been more expensive than it would have been back then. So that's the second reason to do it, is to protect yourself against further inflation. 3, kind of in the same vein, is to have better food security. So we have seen with the pandemic and everything, just the past almost 2 years now, can't believe it's been that long, we have seen supply chain issues. So that affects food. And so if you have meat already in your freezer, you don't have to rely on the local grocery store and whatnot to get your food, to get that very vital part of your diet, meat. So those are 3 reasons. Another reason is to support your local economy. So you would be buying from a local farmer that is raising the meat. You're supporting a local butcher that's butchering the meat. I personally would rather give my money to a good local farmer than putting my money out, and supporting globalism. So anyway, so those are 4 reasons why you might want to get a cow share. And finally, before we get to the video showing you the actual meat, if you've never done this before, you might be wondering what the process is like. It was actually pretty simple. So I confirmed with the farmer, which is just down the road from us, that yes, I want to do a quarter of a cow, and got on a list and then put down a deposit. It was $150 deposit, and then waited for the cow to be slaughtered. And then the cow, I think the butcher, like the meat locker that I talked with, she said that it had to hang for a certain time, and then it had to freeze for a certain amount of time. Anyway, it wasn't like once the cow was slaughtered, I think it was like a couple of weeks until we got it. So we got it on the 14th of December, 2021. And I think it was slaughtered on November 24th. So yeah, allow, like, from slaughtering to getting it, allow like 2 to 3 weeks. And then I got a call from the butcher asking me what cuts I wanted. And I said, I've never done this before. I have no idea what I want. And so she basically went down a list with me on the phone of different options of cuts. And, you know, do you want this? Do you want that? How much? Whatever. And if there are cuts that you don't like or don't cook or don't know how to cook or whatever, well, first of all, I would encourage you to get cuts that you don't normally cook, because it'll help you, like, you know, break out of your mold and learn how to cook new things. But if you if there's certain things that you don't want, then they will just make that into ground meat. And so you will see that we have a ton of ground meat. In hindsight, I think I wish I would have done more cuts, like maybe more roast or whatever, but this was our first time and I didn't know, you know, it was my first time to go through the process. But that's basically what will happen. You'll tell the butcher what kind of cuts you want, and then they'll do it and freeze it, get it all wrapped up and all of that, and then you go pick it up. So the whole process really was fairly simple. And of course you have to pay, and there's a fee to the farmer and a fee to the butcher. So, all right, so let's get into actually seeing all of the meat we got. All right, well, here it is in the back of the car, or in the back of the van. I did not show like pulling up to the farm and stuff, but basically it's these 4 big bags, and it's about 200 pounds. Well, it was 200 pounds hanging weight, so it's gonna be a little bit less. Time to unload it. Looks like it's all ground beef. Yep, more ground beef there. Alright, let's see. Oh, this looks like beef bones, I think. Can't figure out, you guys, if this is, I think this is beef fat. So I think I'm gonna probably have to render it myself. So that's gonna be interesting. And yeah, so we got some packs of stew meat right there. Right, and this is, oh, here's the beef. Okay, so yes, those are, I have like 3 bags of fat, and so I'm pretty sure I'm going to render it. So these are the beef soup bones. We got some ribeye steak, short ribs, which will be for Christmas, beef brisket here. What is this? More beef stew meat. All right, so these are the only beef short ribs that I'm seeing, and I think I told them, like, I've never made them before and I just wanted a few. This will definitely not be enough for Christmas, so I'm gonna have to buy more. All right, let's put this in the freezer. Hey, we're gonna have to put it in the freezer. We use ground beef the most, and so I'm gonna put that in the most convenient area. I'm putting like all the roast and stuff here. What is this? Ooh, filet mignon, you guys. Fancy, fancy. Sirloin. I can't believe this is the only like beef short rib. And I was like, I'm gonna make this beef bones. So I'm putting right here, I have my chicken feet for making chicken broth, and then I'm gonna put my beef bones right there. Here's another filet mignon. Save those for something special. Oh, some more beef stew meat. You know what, I think maybe, well, the Casey's
strip. This is sirloin steak, flank steak. Yeah, definitely have to render these down. All right, and then the rest is ground beef. So I'm just gonna pile it in. You know what, I think what I'm gonna do, organization. I really wish I had like dividers. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put the ground beef all in the bottom, and then I'm gonna put some of these like more specialty steaks on top, and then I'll just know, since there's so much ground beef, then I'll just know like the entire bottom of the freezer is ground beef. And also, like, if your family doesn't eat a ton of ground beef, like if you don't want this much, there were cuts that she asked me, like, do you want this, do you want that? And I was like, yeah, just a little bit, like, or no, I don't want that, I like never cook that or whatever. Then they just, whatever cuts you don't really eat, they make into ground meat. So if you don't want this much ground meat, like you don't have to, it just depends on what cuts you want. So like, I think I only got like one brisket, and I, like, obviously this is my first time to do this, so I slightly didn't know what I was doing. And so I think in hindsight, I would ask for more brisket, because I do enjoy cooking brisket. Like, it's really easy for the crock pot and stuff. I love doing that. I love making that. So I think next time I will ask for more of like roast and stuff. But okay, so now, so if you guys can see like all of that ground beef there, I've got my stew meat down here in the corner with the beef fat. And then these are my like fancier cuts, so like flank steak, ribeye. So I'm gonna kind of pile these here, like on top, and then I'll just know that ground beef is beneath the nice steaks. Because there's not many of the nice steaks, like only a couple filet mignon and stuff. And then, all right, let me show you guys. Like I said, this entire, like all the way up to here is ground beef. Beef stew meat is right there. I think maybe there's about 6 packets or so. 3 largish bags of beef fat that I have to render down. And then we have, I think, a couple of filet mignons. 1 flank steak there, because I don't cook that a lot. Yeah, filet mignon. I think there's a few ribeyes and sirloins. Yep. I think there's like 3 or 4 ribeyes, a couple of sirloin steaks. Let's see, we got 3 or 4 KC strips. I think there's 3. 3 chuck roasts, 1 ribeye, and 1 thing of short ribs. So, and then 2 packages of soup bones. I did not get any organ meat because I didn't realize that I needed to let them know that before they slaughter the animal. I guess I just assumed they would like hold some back. So I didn't get any beef liver, which is kind of a bummer. But the farm that I bought this from, they do have freezers where they have like, you know, meat that you can purchase, you know, individually. And they always have beef liver. So if I want to get some beef liver, like for making beef liver, raw beef liver capsules, then I can do that. That's not a problem. So, and it's not, you know, terribly expensive, but yeah, I'm excited. This is gonna force me to learn how to render fat to make tallow. So then from the tallow, you can make soap, like actual, like real soap, like with lye. I watched Becky over at Acre Homestead make lye and tallow soap. And I always thought that lye was really intimidating. And I mean, it can be dangerous if you don't do it right, but she actually made it look very easy. So I really want to make my own soap and lotion with tallow. I've been wanting to do that for a little while. I do buy my body products, but it would be nice just like for sustainability and for emergencies to be able to make our own body products, just to have that skill. So it's going to force me to do that. I'll be able to make beef bone broth with the soup bones, which will be awesome. So that is the process of getting a quarter of a cow. So if you get a quarter of a cow, it won't necessarily be 200 pounds hanging weight. It might be more or less depending on how big the cow is. So it just depends. How long will this last? Maybe might be a question, like how long is this gonna last our family? So we have some friends, military friends here, and they got half a cow, and they said it's lasted like a year, and they have 4 kids. Like, I think the youngest is maybe like 4 or something, all the way up to maybe 10, 11, I don't know. But it's like, I think 3 boys and a girl. Half a cow has lasted their family about a year. Now, you know, I don't know if they're also like buying chicken and pork and stuff. So it just depends on how much beef you eat. Like I said, we do eat a lot of ground meat because it's easy and it's cheap. And I do like getting pasture raised chicken from a farmer at the farmer's market. So I will continue to do that. And I do like cooking with pork sometimes too. So it'll be interesting to see how long this quarter of a cow lasts, but this should last us, you know, a little while. So it's super exciting, and I'm really thankful to have our freezer stocked for the winter, and I won't have to go buy beef. Although if I want to do short ribs for Christmas like I've been planning, I'm gonna have to go get more short ribs because that one little thing is not gonna be enough. If you want short ribs in your order, ask for them. I'm sure I could have gotten more, but I didn't know I wanted to make short ribs for Christmas. So I could always do a roast or something too. So I might change. Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me in this video. I gotta go attend to the boys now, but make sure again to hit the subscribe button and follow along. And we will see you next time. Take care, everyone.